you're reporters, but you can't report. What is the benefit or the value to you with these off-the-record interviews? Is it to learn more about the individual person, or what is the value?
Good question. So let me completely undercut myself for one moment here and just say, when I am invited to meetings that are off the record with someone at the most senior level, so let's say the foreign minister or President Zelensky, 99% of the time I actually turn them down and I say no. Because at that level they should be able to speak for themselves, for the country, for their ministry, and I don't think there's any reason for them to say this entire thing is off the record. If they want to speak to me, we can speak, about some things off the record, and I'm of course going to come and take this meeting because it's an opportunity to ask you some difficult questions that otherwise I wouldn't be able to, and try to get some responses on the record. Sometimes we agree to something in the middle called on background, where we can't use the name, and that's when you see in our articles sometimes we'll say according to a Western official, or according to a senior person with knowledge of the situation.
Source familiar.
Source familiar. We get, yeah, it gets pretty silly honestly sometimes, but I will allow people to speak with me off the record at length because it can be helpful context. And it can also be something that helps me to know whether or not I should be publishing something. Like, I try not to go into meetings with very many preconceived notions. I don't want to go in and pretend I know what Zelensky is going to do already, right? But I will go into his office and either speak with him or oftentimes his chief of staff, Andrei Yermak, or people who work for them. And we'll speak on the record, but then we'll speak off the record. And I know that that's my time where I can say, look, I've heard some things. These are those things. Is there any truth to them? Is this something you think that we should be following? How important is this? And that provides what I think is useful context. And it also is an opportunity for them to say, you were asking about these things earlier. I wouldn't really put too much weight in this or that. And it can help me sort of navigate my own reporting and figure out what is what is worth looking into and following. It can be just extremely valuable because it's an opportunity to speak very honestly between two people who hopefully respect each other enough that they're not going to break that code, that agreement.
Yeah, the only thing I'd add is, you alluded to this, it helps you know what questions to ask of other sources. So you talk to someone off the record, you know things. So you can go out then and try to confirm that information on the record through other sources such that you can then deliver it to the readers. That's a very frequent kind of process that goes on.
Sure, I think here